I want to share a few things about Scott and I. But I have a question for you. What are you going to do with all of this information? Where are you going to go with this when you leave this event? We're getting close to the end here. We've got some amazing leaders to hear from. But what are you going to do with all this information? I happened to be out in the hall a while ago and met an old Alpine friend of ours who I just learned that he is here for his very first Jeunesse meeting. And I know there are more people out there that are here for the first time. Am I right? Woo! That's awesome. You are in the right place. Scott and I have been involved in this industry for a number of years, and we've had a lot of challenges and a lot of good, great, fabulous times. And we have been blessed by this industry. We have been challenged by this industry. We have gone through probably a lot of things that maybe you are going through or have gone through, financially, emotionally, just whatever it is. And the reason that I ask what you're going to do with what you're learning is because I just have one piece of advice. Get out of your own way. Do you get that? Get out of your own way. You get to leave here today and decide, I can do this. We can do this business. We are entitled to all the blessings that come from hard work. We've learned about hard work today from amazing leaders. We've learned about overcoming challenges. And through it all, we have to stay positive. We have to be, on those days when we get up and we don't want to work, we have to be positive. We have to think about these events. And the reason these events are so important is because when we move from event to event, we learn, we get rejuvenated, and we have a lot of fun in the meantime. And so these events are for you and to help you stay positive. Scott and I have been married for 37 years. Yeah. In that 37 years, we've pretty much been in sales of some kind in the network marketing industry, and we've had lots of ups and downs. But I'm going to tell you just a short little story about the greatest guy I know, the most positive guy I know. And I'm going to go way back because I was born hearing impaired. I'm deaf in one ear and partially in another, and that's where I get this really awesome accent from. But one of the things that happened to us when we were dating, it was our very first date, and Scott and I didn't, as a young woman, walk around with a sign on my back that said, "Hey guys, I'm deaf, act accordingly." I just read a lot of lips. That's how I got by. So we're in the car, and Scott is driving, and it's getting dark. And when it's getting dark, I'm looking over at this guy so I could hear what he was saying. So my eyes are glued. He's driving, my eyes are glued on him. And what is his thought? What am I going to do with this chick? She is so in love with me. That's why I'm happy to be in business with this man, because he is always positive. And if we can do it, so can you. God bless you all.
She loves to tell that story. I'm sure you've heard it before. It really is incredible to be here today with all of you. There's been some incredible speakers. Jason Bourne Identity, or whatever the guy's name is. Unbelievable. I leaned to my wife and I said, I'm not going on the stage after that guy. Forget it. He was good. You're going to hear some people right after Sue and I finish that are also very incredible speakers. So I hope you've taken the time today to just really sit back and absorb what you've been learning. I know that we're in a world of technology, and we got off the elevator this morning. We were walking down the hall, and there was a couple right in front of us. And they're walking down, they got out of the elevator right in front of us, and then they walked down the hall just like this the entire way, full blown. He was here, she was here. They're both on their phones back and forth. And I said, Sue, do you think they're going to say hi to each other or talk at all? I was in Lyon, France, about 5 months ago, walking all over in the big square there. And I grabbed Sue and I stopped her and I said, look at what's happening to this world. You know, we're becoming, you know, machines glued to these phones. Now, don't take it, you know, don't get it wrong. I love the phones. And, you know, you've heard all today about how the power of what Cedric is so incredible at. You know, hey, I just ate a ham sandwich. Hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm doing this. I mean, posting is unbelievable. It's a powerful, powerful vehicle. It's a powerful tool. But I would just say this one little bit. Just remember one thing. This business is about relationships with real people, real communication. So use it, but don't get so lost in it that you forget about that. Because people come to this business because of you, because of their relationship with you. I've learned, gosh, I'm 59 years old. When I was 19, I got exposed to the industry. Started trying to figure it all out and jumped into it. I've learned a lot of things from a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. But along that way, I've made a persisting, total dedication to learn everything I can about this business. And we got into it to just try and pay a few bills, to try and make ends meet. When I finally figured out the reality and the power of this model of leverage, and the light clicked on, just get out of the way, I am after this thing. When I was young, my father told me, you will never, ever create wealth working for wages. It's not gonna happen. All you're gonna do is just make a living and not have a life. That sunk into me, and he said, whatever you do, figure out how to get yourself leveraged, either through people, through money, through a vehicle, something that can create leverage 24 hours around the clock, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and then drive that thing. And if you will do that and serve those that you're working with and forget about yourself, then your life will turn and become blessed if you help other people get what they want. I learned that principle early on. So a lot of people say to me, what's the magic, Scott? And I keep saying to them, there is no magic. It's just simply hard work. But I've said over the years that if there was a door here that had 4 deadbolts on it, you can unlock one of those deadbolts, or 2 of them, or 3 of them, but the door is not going to open. You've got to have the key to unlock every single one of those deadbolts, and then that thing will swing wide open and the world is yours. And in this industry, I believe that there are 4 key principles that will either guarantee your success or guarantee your failure. It's all a function of your belief. The first key that you must have belief in is you must believe in the product. Period. Now, I'm going to ask you, do we have incredible products?
Yeah.
Products are not the issue. Wendy, Randy, Scott, their team, they have provided us with unbelievable products. The next key that'll unlock that second lock is, do you believe, period, in the company? Do you believe in the company?
Yeah.
Who's running the company? Who's behind the company? Look at their track record. Look at their history, what they've done in the past, what they're doing today, and their vision and their platform of where they're going. When I first got exposed to this opportunity, I jumped immediately on a plane and flew to Munich because I wanted to meet Wendy. I wanted to meet Randy. I wanted to meet Scott. It wasn't enough for me. I then left there and flew straight to Japan to do the same thing. That wasn't enough for me. I got on a jet and flew to Orlando. And I just kept tracking them everywhere they went. I called her on the phone. I said, Wendy, I don't care where you are. If you're in Italy, if you're in Germany, if you're in Poland, I'm going where you're going because I need to get to know you. I want to see this vehicle. I want to learn who you are. And when I finally figured that out, I thought, done. Check number 2. That lock's unlocked. The next key to your belief is you must believe in this industry. The power and the leverage of network marketing. Now I'm asking you, if you don't do this, what else are you going to do to create leverage in your life? This model, this vehicle is incredible. You go out, you create a group of people, you teach them everything that you know, you teach them how to duplicate and duplicate. This is not a sales job. This business is about duplication. And if you can create people duplicating this model over and over and over again, show them how to win, how to make a little bit of money, how to continue to do it, how to persist in the business, the power of network marketing can't be matched. Look, I'm not Michael Jordan. You know, I'm not in the NFL. I'm not a basketball player. I'm not a golfer. I don't write books. I can't pick up royalties on all those things. But in this business, we can do it. Because we create a book of business, we spread throughout the world, and all of a sudden, you've got volumes and income coming in from all over the planet Earth. Period. You don't have to have a storefront little business on Main Street. It exposes everywhere. That's how it happened for us. We started right in our home. We held meetings. We started telling others about it. Pretty soon they knew people out of town. We went out of town. Pretty soon they knew people in other parts of the country. We started flying across the country. I remember the first time I flew to Japan, alone. I don't speak any Japanese. 3 years later, after being in the country, I stood in front of 10,000 people in my organization. I still don't speak Japanese. Not one word. The same thing happened in Brazil. The same thing has happened in other countries. It's happened here in the United States. It can happen to you. If it happened to us, it's going to happen to you. It just is a matter of time. So that belief of the power of this industry, you must believe in it. And I remember early on, for me, when people would say, what is this business? And I said, well, it's network marketing, multi-level. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. Until I finally figured out the power of what it really was. And then I became very vocal and very proud about it. So if you're struggling with any of those, the product, the company, the network marketing, you got to get over it because it's real. Now this fourth one, this is the one that people struggle with, bar none, the very most. This is where I see the biggest collapse in this industry. Because we've got unbelievable products. We've got company founders that get it. They understand it. They're on it. The industry is unbelievable. I've experienced it too much. I've seen people make fortunes in the industry. I've heard all the naysayers. I don't care about those naysayers because they are ignorant, they don't get it, and they're not willing to listen. So forget them and go find somebody else. The world is full of millions of people that want an opportunity. The key is, in this fourth one, where most people break down and can't get over the hurdle, you must believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, it won't make any difference at all. And I want you to know that I have not always believed in myself. There have been moments in my life where I didn't believe in myself. When I got in this industry in the early days, I had great leaders that you've seen, not here, but in the past in my life. I had one great leader say to me, Scott, you don't have the horsepower to make it in this business. Give it up. This was a leader, a mentor I looked up to. And one day he said to me, you don't have the horsepower. I said, well, you don't think I do, but I do. I believe I've got it. But yet in the back of my mind, I thought, maybe he's right. Maybe I don't have the horsepower to make this thing work. I had another great mentor that said to me once, Scott, you don't have the mindset. You don't have the stick-to-itiveness to it. You can't make this thing work. And I remember I went home and I said to Sue, I said, hey, he said I don't have the mindset. You know, he said I don't have the horsepower. And she'd say, you know what? There's only one thing you can do, Scott. Outwork them. You go outwork those people. Forget about what they say. Just go outwork them. And I figured, okay, I know how to work. You know, I grew up on a farm. I understand the power of work. And I knew what it was like to get up at 5 and go to bed at midnight. I said, if that's what it takes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to outwork them. And I'm going to learn. And I'm going to understand this business completely inside and out. So whatever anybody ever says to you, I don't care who it is. If it's your mother, if it's your father, if it's your brother, your sister, your uncle, your aunt, your husband, your wife, your best friend. This is about you. It's about right here. And I'll tell you one thing. Nobody knows what's burning inside of you right here. You're the only one that understands this and your gut. You're the only one. Don't let anybody steal your dream. Don't let them take your vision away. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you've never been in this industry. I know people that are 87 years old and they're making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year, and they got in it when they were 70 years old. I know people that got into it when they were 17 or 18, and at 25 or 30, if they wanted to, they could retire. But it's all a matter of what you put into the business. It's a matter of your belief and what you really want. So forget about the past. Forget about what people say. I'm convinced you will never succeed in this business until you first fail.
That's right.
At something.
Amen.
How many people in here have failed at something? Gosh, all of us, right? So, have you ever gone somewhere to a parking lot or a restaurant and you've seen a sign that says reserved? Reserved. You can't park there. You can't sit here because it's reserved for somebody else, right? You've all seen that. Well, guess what? This is reserved for you. Reserved for you. If you want it, then take it. If you're afraid, and if you've got fears, here's what I want you to do. You look fear straight in the eye, and then you charge it with everything that you've got. And do not look back. Ever. You must persist to the end. Period. Persist and don't look back and don't listen to the naysayers because they're non-believers. This opportunity is rich. It's real. It will change your life financially, physically, spiritually, mentally. You'll create relationships in the world you've never had before.
So true.
There are people here that I've known in the past. You're going to hear in just a few minutes a great friend of mine, Kelly Banger. He and I worked together years ago. Guy's unbelievable. You're going to hear Cedric a little bit here. I had a chance to meet him on the Tahiti cruise that we were on recently. And Stephanie and Steve and a lot of other great people. Earlier I saw some people that went across the stage. They were recognized as new Sapphires. Steve and Jennifer Morgan. Yes, great to see you guys here. Don't ever quit. Stay with it, baby, okay? Stay with it. This business will change your life if you will help change other people's lives first, okay? Forget yourself, serve those that you bring into the business, and watch what happens to you. We hope that you enjoy this weekend. In a few minutes, this event will be over. You're going to hear the last clap, the last pat on your back, the last handshake as you say goodbye. Steve, I'll see you at the next event. And you're going to get in your car. You're going to be by yourself. You're going to get on that plane, and all the enthusiasm and the power will be gone from this event. And you will be alone with your thoughts. And you're going to have to really come to grips. Then, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in the product? Do you believe in the company? Do you believe in the power of this industry? Because if you do, your life is about to change forever.
Come on.
Thank you.